Hi, I'm Nick from the Warrior Tactical Systems, and this here is a 20 gauge Mossberg 500. I picked it up at a pawn shop for 120 bucks and did some modifications to it myself to try to make it a practical home defense shotgun. Now I want to tell you guys a little bit about what I did and the price of what I had in it overall. So if you guys are looking for a budget gun to keep at the house, then here's an option for you. So first thing is, when I picked this up, it was in rough shape. It needed cleaned, something terrible. It was rusty. I tore it all apart, cleaned it all out, made sure it functioned well, all that good stuff. And then a friend of mine at Twisted Metal Firearms went ahead and painted it up for me, so it looks kind of neat. If you guys don't have that option, looks aren't that important. As long as it functions, you got it clean, make sure everything internally is good on them. So the first modification I did is I wanted to shorten it up, so I cut the barrel down. Now, legally you guys have to have an 18-inch barrel on a shotgun, so I gave an extra ½ inch just cause. That helped. I just took a hacksaw, made sure I stayed straight, and then a little file to clean up the rough edges on the end. I wanted the overall length to be shorter, so I went ahead and I cut the stock down. Now I do believe that your overall length needs to be 27 inches, but you guys check that out yourself before you go cutting on it and make sure. But when I cut this one, I just made sure I had at least that, and then I wanted to see what it felt like. I went a little bit at a time, cut it a couple different times to where it felt good to me, where I could still shoulder it, but it was short. I also added this butt pad to it too, so I ended up cutting it even a little more, but stayed within the legal length, so I could add the butt pad to it to give you a little bit of cushioning, but still have the length that I wanted. Now this butt pad I picked up at just all this stuff, the butt pad, swivels, I picked up at a local sporting goods store. This one here is trimmable, so you could change the size of it. You can cut it down, sand it, all that good stuff to shape it to your stock. The sight, the front sight, I picked up at the sporting goods store too. It's just a clip-on fiber optic, but I went ahead and I glued it in place, so I didn't have to worry about it coming off, knocking it loose, moving it. Just a little bit of super glue on there, and it stayed. It's been good since. And I added a couple swivels so I can sling it if I want to. Now, as you guys see, I have a heat shield on this, but that's just for looks. It looks neat with the zebra printing on there. So that, not a whole lot to it. You just shortened it up, put a couple nice things on it. You always need to have sight, and made it comfortable to shoot. But the stock's nice because you could still shoulder it. Instead of, I could just put a pistol grip on it, but I wanted something I could still shoulder. And with the shorter length, I could take it to the center line and get some better recoil control. So I like that aspect of it, that it's not just a pistol grip, that it still has the stock that I can still put up there, and I can get some good recoil control and some good follow-up shots. Now, you guys might be asking, why the 20 gauge? Well, the truth is, it was the cheapest one at the pawn shop. But 20 gauge and 410 can be good alternatives, especially if you have someone in your household of a smaller stature. A teenager that you've trained to, defend your home, or a spouse that is smaller, they might like the smaller round for better control, and they might just be more comfortable with it. So, that's the gun, guys. Now the ammo that I use is number 2 shot. Now, everybody's in the buckshot. The buckshot for 20 gauge sometimes can be difficult to pick up local without having to order it. Plus, with number 2, you're getting more balls in your round. You want better spread and stuff for home defense. You want it to spread out some. And speaking of the spread, with these cut down barrel, you're going to get some more spread than a full length barrel. This isn't choked. I didn't have it threaded and choked and all that stuff. Well, for home defense, you know, you want some spread so you're sure you're hitting your target and all that stuff fast when you're shooting fast. And we're going to go ahead and pattern this thing for you, shoot it at some different distances with the number 2 shot and show you guys exactly what that looks like. Alright guys, this is at 5 yards with number 2 shot. Alright guys, this is at 10 yards with number 2 shot. Okay guys, 15 yards. Alright, this is 25 yards. Alright guys, as you can see, out there at 25 yards, it starts to spread pretty good with a cut down barrel and no choke. But we only had 6 pellets out at 15 yards, so inside of house distances, it does the job, and they're readily available at a decent price point. So it's a good round to check out and to keep in mind. And alright, thanks guys.